Hello everyone, my name is Patryk and I am a project manager in Pretius software. Today I want to show you how to create your own web application with the use of Liferay Portal technology. We can create something that has real-life business values. Three main things. First, you don't need any programming experience for this tutorial. Second, we'll try to create this application within 30 to 40 minutes. And the last thing, we will create something that your customers or maybe your internal enterprise can use. So first, let's just find out what Liferay is. Okay, so Liferay is free and open source software that can be used to create digital experience platform. We can use out-of-the-box functionalities of the platform and also no-code and low-code possibilities. Also, we can create our own custom plugins or portlets with the use of Java framework. Okay, so what we are going to create. Let's imagine that in your organization you have many sources and many different websites with knowledge. For example, a different site with documentation about the products, or a different site with the internal processes, etc., etc. So for you, for your coworkers, and for your clients, can be a little bit frustrating to find the specific information that they want to find. Also, the administration of every different website can be a little bit frustrating. So we want to create a centralized system with CMS functionalities to manage the content with some of the basic modules like knowledge base, where the users can store the documents about the documentation of their products, blogs and webinars, when we will store the information about the news from the organization or the blogs and webinars for the users, images, a gallery where we can store the images from the, for example, latest events in the organization, documents and media, a module to store files like PDF or Office files. And last, we will create a dashboard to aggregate the data, so it will be a little bit easier for users to find the specific information. Okay, so before we start using Liferay, first we need to download and create our own Liferay instance locally. For this, we can use Docker. We will download the image of the Liferay version, and then we will try to install it locally. We can get the Liferay image from the Docker Hub. I will give you a link in the description. We can go to the tags page and we can download the latest tag or the tag with the specified version. I will create instance for the version 7.4.3.100. We can just click this to download the pull command, and we can go back to our terminal. If you want to check if you have a Docker download, you can just type docker -v to check if you have your Docker installed. Okay, so if you don't have Docker installed, you can download it from the official Docker site to download the specified version for your operating system. So right now we can paste our command to download the image and click enter. Now we need to just wait a couple of seconds to download the image for Liferay instance. Okay, so after the download is complete, we can just clear the console and try to run the container with the Liferay image. You can just follow along with the command. It's docker run with the port that you want Liferay on and the specified version. And as you can see, the Liferay is starting up. And we need just to wait a couple of seconds. Okay, so after we see the big Liferay logo and information from Catalina startup, then the server is on. We can just go back to our browser and see if the Liferay is running on our local host. As you can see, everything is working, so we will try to log in. The initial email address is test@liferay.com and the password is also test. Okay, so we just need to change the password for whatever you want. And we logged as the administrator user. After we logged in as the administrator, we can use the left panel that we mostly will use for the content administration and design and site building. The upper administrator panel that we will use for the users and organizations and some system settings and server administration. And also we have our main page that is called Home and the search bar that is actually fully usable. It even shows us some suggestions and we can search for specified content. It can show us the users, the images and the content that we add. And on the left side, we can see some filters that can be used out of the box. So we logged in as the administrator user and we are at our homepage. So we want to add our first module that will be called knowledge base. We want to put it in our menu, so we want to expand the menu display. We can click the plus button and add page. And we can add just simple widget page because we will add just one widget on this page. And we can call it knowledge base and click the add button. And I will choose the one column layout because I want to add only one widget on this page and just click save. So we have the information that the page was updated successfully and we can go back to our main page and we can see the menu was extended and we have our knowledge base page that actually is empty. If we want to add the widget, we need to click the plus button on the upper right corner of the screen and search for the widget that we want to add, and this one is called knowledge base display. We can click the add content button and we have the information that please configure this portlet to make it visible to all users. So right now we can click on this and we see that the content selection section is the article or folder to choose is home. So that is okay. We can just click the save and go back and we see that nothing's changed because we need to add some content for this widget. So we can open the left menu and click the content and data and find the knowledge base. Right here we see the information that the knowledge base is empty and we can add just new folder or basic article. As you've seen before, the home page is the initial folder that the articles from this folder will be visible. So we can add just basic article to this folder. For the example, we will choose some articles from our blog that you can read from the Pretius.com site. And maybe we will choose something about the keycloak. So I will just copy the title of this article and copy the content. Just whole article, why not? And just paste the content. And we can click the publish button. And you can see the article was added under the home folder. Okay, so right now just let's go back to our main page and the knowledge base. And you can see the article is visible in the knowledge base widget, even with the images that we added. Okay, so right now I will just add another folder and some other articles to show you how the navigation tree works. Okay, so I added some articles. As you can see, I added two folders, Pretius blogs and normal blogs. I added two articles in the Pretius blog folder and one in normal blogs folder. So let's just go back to our knowledge base, and as you can see, our navigation menu is working. We can choose which folder we want to read, and we can see, if we change for the normal blogs, we can see our articles from this folder. Okay, so what you can do also in the knowledge base, we can share the article, we can like the article, unlike the article, we can even write comments. So everything is out of the box. Okay, so the knowledge base module is ready, and the next one that we want to create is called blogs and webinars. So the same as before, we want to extend the menu, so we can include just the plus and the add page, and just add the widget page, and we will call it blogs and webinars. Okay, just click add, and we can choose the one column layout. We click save, and we have the information that the page was created and updated. So we can go back to our main page, and we can see we have our blogs and webinars page empty. Okay, so just click add to add the widget, and this one is called blogs. We can just click plus button, and as you can see, it looks a little bit different than the knowledge base. It don't want us to create some initial configuration, so we just from this page can click the new entry and add the blogs content. We can add the image here, so I can select the image. We can choose the one from our computer, but I will choose the one I added before. Okay, so I will add the image. I can choose how I want it to look, and we can add some title, subtitle, and the content. The same as before, I choose some from our blog. Okay, maybe something about the Oracle forms. Title, maybe without subtitle, and add some additional content. Maybe not whole article, just a part of it. Okay, and we can click publish, and the blog was added successfully. We'll add another one just to show you something more about the display of these blogs. So I will choose another image, and maybe just the rest part of this blog. Okay, content, and we can maybe add some subtitle. Let's just click publish, and we can see that our blog entry was added successfully. Right now we have two blogs, and maybe we can change something in the configuration for it to look a little bit better. So we can choose the configuration button and just find the displayed template and maybe choose card template and click save. Then you can click cancel, and you can see that it looks a little bit better. Okay, so for the blogs module, we can also click the like, click the unlike button. Also, we can add the comment. We can see the whole blog with the content, and we can see more blog entries. So this module is called blogs and webinars. So I think that we also need to put some video to one of the blogs. So we can choose the one we want to edit. We can just click this button, click at the place when we want to put our video, click the plus button, and we can just put the video URL. This is the one from our Pretius YouTube channel, so you can also visit it. and you can just click add, publish, and the video should be visible also on our page. Okay, so the next module that we will create will be called images, that will start images from the system that we add. So same as before, extend the menu, create a widget page, just call it images, one column, and save. Back to the main page and add the widget that it's called media gallery. Okay, but right here we want to change a little bit the configuration of this module. Let's go to the left panel and content and data, documented media. What we want to do is to create a subfolder here with the images that we want to show on the media gallery widget. So we can just add folder that will be called images. Okay, the folder was created and we want to add multiple files with the images that we want to show here. Okay, I will just add some images from our office and just click the publish. Okay, the images was added, so we can now go back to our images widget, click the configuration and change the root folder for the images that we recently added. Click save and just go back. Yes, okay. So we can see our images from the folder. But also I want to change a little bit the display. So go back to the configuration and we will add the carousel display theme. Okay, it's looking something like that. But maybe we will add this type of the media gallery display, the carousel, on the main dashboard. And here we can just go back to the default display. So the last module that we will add will be called documents and media, where we will store the documents like PDF, Excel files, also images in our system. So the same, let's add the widget page, it's called documents, one column and click save. Okay, right now just go back to the main page and we can see documents page are ready and just add documents and media widget. As you can see, it's already working, so we just want to maybe add another folder here with some example PDF file to show you how it looked like. So just open the left panel, content and data and documents and media, and just add the new folder here that we called, for example, documents. Save and just add some example file to the documents. Okay. Okay, document is added, so we can go back to our main page and the documents module. Okay, just close the left panel and we can see that we have our new folder here. So we can click documents, click the PDF file that we added, and we can see the content from our page. If we want to change the initial folder, we can choose the configuration and change the root folder here in the configuration. Okay, so we have our modules ready. So now we will try to aggregate the data on the dashboard that will be also visible for our users. So we will add another page to our menu, but right now we ain't gonna use the widget page because we want something more complicated. So we will use the blank page and let's just call it dashboard. Okay, so the dashboard is ready. You can see that page is looking a little bit different because right now we are not using the widget page board, but the page design. So we have some elements that we can just drag and drop on our page. So on this dashboard, we want to create some portlets with the use of the data from the modules that we created before. We want to show most viewed articles from our knowledge base. We want to show some highest rated blogs and some images in a form of a carousel layout. So first, what we need to add is the container. When we want to have the grid in our container, we can go to the browser when we can see the how our page is looking right now. We need to put the grid in the container, and we can click on the grid and we can see the configuration of the grid. So we want to change the number of modules to 4, but we will just use 2 of them with 2 columns. Okay, so let's add some widgets to the columns. The first one that we want to use will be the most viewed assets, will be on the left, and maybe just configure it. We want to use the knowledge base articles to be shown in this widget. Okay, and on the right side of the grid, we want to add highest rated assets from the blogs. So also the same, we just go to the configuration and set the asset type for the blogs entry. Okay, just save this. And we want to add the image gallery or the media gallery. Okay, media gallery, and change the configuration. Just find the displayed template and change for the carousel, and maybe change the root folder for the images. Okay, so really fast, and just try to publish and see how our dashboard is looking. Okay, so it's looking quite nice. We see our blogs on the right. We see the images from the media gallery and the articles from the knowledge base. So let's go back to edit page and maybe just add some headings. Okay, we will add heading for the knowledge base. That will be called knowledge base articles. Okay. And add another heading for the blogs. Just call it blogs. And let's do the same for the media gallery. Images. Okay, we have our headings. We can also maybe add some separators between the heading and the content itself. So let's again just go back to the edit page, find separator, and just put the separator between the heading and the content. And separator between the blocks and the content and between the images, heading and the content. Okay. Okay, so it's looking a little bit better right now. I will try to add some more styling to it, and we will see what we can do with it. So I just done a little bit of styling of the text. I centered the headings and changed a little bit the color for a better look of this site. If you wonder how to do this, you can go to the specified heading, and on the right side you have the styles page when you can change the align and change the color, etc. Okay, so we created all the modules that we wanted, and we also created a dashboard with the aggregated data. So before we go over every module, first let's just create a normal user, not administrator one. How to do it? Just open the upper menu, go to the control panel and to the users and organizations, and just click the plus button to add the new user. We need to fill the screen name and email address. We can just put any fake address because we don't have any email server here, so we can just put any fake email address, and we also need to fill the last name. Okay, just click save. Sorry, we need to also fill the first name. Okay, and click the save button. Now we need just to set the password for the for our user. And okay, success, your request completed successfully. Okay, just save it, and we have our user Patryk at liferay.pl, and we have the password for this user. But before we will try to log our user, we need to do a little bit configuration. We need to go to the control panel, instance settings, open the user authentication module, and we need to unclick the require strangers to verify the email address, because like I said before, we don't have any email server here. So we need to just unclick it and click save. Okay, let's go back to our main page. Just click the sign out, and we will try to sign in for our user. Okay, so Liferay wants us to change the password. Okay, so we are logging to our normal user, and we can see every module that we created. Knowledge base to store, for example, documentation, blogs and webinars for our blogs, news of the organization when you can read them in full. Okay, images, when we can store images, documents to store the files and manage them, and the dashboard with some aggregated data. As some of you might have seen before, right now I'm not logged into any user and I can see all the content that I added. So we don't want to do that. So let's just log in as our administrator user. And change the permissions for the pages that we added. Let's open the left menu, Site Builder, and go to Pages. And we want to change the permissions for all the pages and the search bar. So let's go and click the permissions on the search. And as you can see, we have here a guest user that have a view permission. So we just need to unclick the view permission and add the permission to view for the normal user. And let's just do that really fast for other pages. The same. Blogs, webinars. Images. Documents.
and the dashboard. Okay, so we changed the permission. Let's go back to the home page and check if it's working. Sign out, and you can see we only have our home page. We still have a search bar here, but it should return us 404 code. So let's just sign in for the normal user. And we can see all the pages. Okay, so within a couple of minutes, we create a working system that can fill some of your business needs or maybe some of your customers' needs. We created a knowledge base when we can start the documentation. We created blogs and webinars to start the blogs, news and webinars, images to store the images, documents to store the files, and the dashboard with aggregated data. We also added a customer and changed some of the permissions for the pages and for the customer. Okay, so in around 40 minutes, we managed to create a working application with the use of Liferay Portal. Of course, there are not only functionalities that can be used in Liferay. In Pretius, we managed to create a few enterprise-grade applications for our customers. So if you want to tell us about your needs, we can prepare an estimation for your project. Just write to us at hello@pretius.com. Also visit our site pretius.com. We have a nice blog there about the software development. So thank you for watching and see you soon.